So I'm sitting in my car at the moment, about to back out of the driveway, and I'm feeling particularly tired and hypersensitive today. And it just the thought that keeps running through my head is the world is becoming less and less and less autism friendly. Um, and and when I say less autism friendly, I mean like since I was a kid growing up, in the last 20 years or so, there's been some significant changes. Not least of which is there's significantly more machinery around that makes its own noise and wants to get its own attention. So I can't back out of my driveway without this incessant bleeping that is part of the normal function of my car, right? There's absolutely no way for me to make it go backwards without having this incessant bleeping noise. When I was learning to drive, cars didn't do that, right? And it's similar. I was at the shop. I went shopping today, and a supermarket. There's similar kind of bleeping noises everywhere. There's background music everywhere. There's radio in the background everywhere, and worse than that for me recently is there's becoming more and more and more screens that are playing videos to me. So I'm walking through the shopping center and it's not just billboards anymore. It's not just flashing neon lights. It's moving pictures and images on screens that is really hurting my eyes at the moment. So I enjoy a huge amount of independence at the moment, but how long is that going to last if society keeps going in the direction of more and more and more sensory overload? Anyway, and driving as well. Like I can currently drive, which is a great source of independence, but more and more there are moving picture billboards that are trying to distract me and get my attention while I'm driving. And the reason that they're going to those moving picture billboards is because they get your attention more. Obviously, because they bombard you with this sensory input and you can't ignore it as easily as you could possibly ignore a billboard that wasn't flashing. Okay, good. I've turned that off. I'm not going backwards anymore. I think I've made the point. The other reason that the world is becoming less and less autism friendly is because systems that are designed to process very large amounts of people require people to fit into those systems. So if you are just outside the box, if you don't quite if you're not easily definable, then it becomes easier to fall through systems and fall through the cracks, essentially. So an example of this might be schooling. The more flexibility a teacher has in the classroom with the curriculum or with the way they teach, then it's easier to tailor things to an individual. Whereas if a curriculum is set at a national level, for example, and it's not as easy for a teacher to do what they need for a particular student, then that's one example of how you need to fit into the system that is designed for the majority, and the more that happens, the less autism friendly the whole world is. And it's a similar thing with technology. So I have a huge problem looking at screens, for example, right? And in my day at school, we didn't have tablets. We only had one computer in the whole classroom, and I avoided reading books as well because I didn't like, it was very difficult for my eyes. So how would I go today in a classroom that doesn't have textbooks anymore and you read everything on a tablet? How would I get by with that? Just because that's the cheapest solution for other people. Anyway, so there's plenty of other examples of big systems designed to accommodate a large number of people that make it harder for anyone who doesn't fit neatly into those boxes. But I think I might leave it there. Hopefully this has been interesting. Now I have to put this incessant bleeping back on and actually reverse out and get out of here. But hope you found this interesting, and I'll speak to you another time. Bye.